Welcome to Laplink Connections. Today I'm talking with Olaf Kehrer, co-founder and managing director of O&O Software. We have been working together for many years in a strong partnership that brought advanced technology to companies worldwide. Today, we're here to talk about the recent CrowdStrike event, its significant impact on millions of PCs globally, and how companies avoid and mitigate such scenarios in the future. Olaf, it's so great to have you with us today.
Hi, Thomas, and thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to talk to you about this very important topic.
Let's begin by discussing the CrowdStrike event. It has a far-reaching impact, affecting millions of PCs worldwide. The most visible effects were flight cancellation, unavailability of data in hospital, factories, financial institutions, and the list goes on and on. Delta Airline, I think, was hardest hit and claimed a financial loss of 500 million. Clearly, this event cost billions of dollars. Estimates are at least 10 billion. For those who might not be fully familiar, could you briefly explain what happened and why it was so significant?
Yeah, on Friday, July 19th, CrowdStrike rolled out an update to its Falcon sensors, and this included a faulty update, which resulted in machines not be able to start again, to restart, and crash during the boot process of Windows. And estimates have approximately 8.5 million PCs were affected. So this is one of, historic dimension. Although it was not a cyber attack, it was simply to say a faulty update from a security software provider.
Well, and probably one has to say 8.5 million PCs was perhaps a little bit of an understatement, because I think a lot of them were servers, because most of the servers were affected, and there were lots more PC hanging on the servers, and so there were more people affected than them. But given the scale and severity of the event, it's clear that traditional IT management safeguards against these things were not enough. Of course, organization, they deal every time, with attacks, which according to security firm Norton reaches numbers of over 2,000 attacks daily. Wow, that is a big number. And thousands of security solutions are utilized to fend against them. And we have updates every day from all of these people. So, however, in cases where attacks are successful or events are resulting from faulty software, we must not only look at defensive measures, but we must look at measures to remedy the situation and get servers and desktop back working. What can be done if servers and desktops are down and need to be fixed?
Yeah, of course, if computers go down, you have to manage them somehow. You have to fix them. And in this particular situation, usually RMMs come into play. So you have a remote management system to address these issues. Problem in this particular case was that the machines were not able to boot. So usually those RMMs start when Windows starts. And so as long as Windows does not run, you do not have access to these remote machines. So this was this particular problem in this case.
I'm just thinking that in these kind of cases, you really need to react afterwards and, get back to work. And so, we need kind of technologies that can mitigate afterwards. So, what do we have? What can we offer that makes a difference? And how can you mitigate when the machines are down?
Yeah, so as you mentioned in the beginning, so as we have a long-standing partnership, so what we developed over the last 2.5 years is a solution which is called Laplink Everywhere. That is an RMM, but it has not the traditional RMM only. On top of it, it has vPro technology that allows you to boot a machine out of band, which means if it's even turned off, you can boot the machine. Plus, we integrate a new called BlueCon technology that allows you to access a recovery environment during the boot process, so before Windows itself starts.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that means that if you have these technologies, you can then deal with a machine that doesn't boot anymore, that has blue screened, and you can fix it. You mentioned Intel's vPro technology. We have, of course, worked, both of us, a long time with Intel. How does vPro technology fit into this?
Well, if a machine is down or is turned off, simply you can access the machine via vPro technology, which we integrated in Laplink Everywhere, and so you can remotely trigger a boot of the machine, and then you have real access to BIOS features and then to the pre-boot environment of Windows. Usually, you can then go to the recovery environment of Windows. Problem here is that the recovery environment itself might not 100% be working. So it's for different applications, Windows updates, and certain things. So a good portion of these machines, although they have Windows recovery environment enabled, do not run this in a functioning way. So this is where BlueCon technology comes in. So we can not only create a bootable recovery environment, but we can also check and repair existing environments. So making sure that once this situation happens, that the machine is not booting anymore, you still can access it, either booting it with vPro and then going into this recovery environment, or if the machine, for example, does not have any vPro technology, you can boot the machine and then go to this recovery environment and then access all the data, all the Windows environment, and try to repair this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that not everybody knows vPro, but it's a technology that is part of the PC. It's actually a chip on the main chip. And when you buy a PC, you should look at the descriptor and see if vPro is included in your PC. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. Now, for decision makers watching this, what could be the potential consequences and cost if their companies don't utilize advanced tools like LE, vPro, or BlueCon, especially considering not just cyber attacks that are normally well defended, but also issues like malfunctioning updates?
Yeah, exactly. In this particular case, it was a malfunctioning update, but usually cyber attacks are the biggest threat to bring machines or servers in companies down, which means downtime means costs, means a lot of efforts to get these machines back up and running. And also, of course, it's some sort of losing trust for the customers. Yeah, so if you're not available, if you cannot respond to your customers, and think of hospitals where it's very critical to have these machines up and running so you can treat patients. So this is a significant issue. And so you have to have a look. All companies, organizations, corporations, whatever, they have to have a full look at what they are doing, how they can address these issues. And I think Laplink, and with Laplink Everywhere, has a very good offer to address this issue from a whole perspective. Not only booting the machine, but also being able to remotely access the Windows environment and repair those things.
Yeah, and it's not only that the damage is in billions, and I don't think we really have a good number. But on the day when it happened and all the airlines were down, it is because the data centers are down that are run by the likes of Microsoft. Now, we were caught in the same things. Our desktops were all fine, but our activation service for the software went down. And so it took us only 2 hours to basically get our backup system on a different cloud provider working. But it is still very disruptive from customers if they can't use our software correctly. So it is a big thing to do. We have cooperated for a long time, and often it is that not one company alone can, fix all the billions of iterations of attacks. So as partners for many years, we have developed some unique solutions together. How do BlueCon and LE stand out from other solutions in the market? What makes them really a worldwide exclusive offering?
Yeah, so the technology of BlueCon itself is unique. And so if you have this product installed on your Windows PC and you have this ability to access the whole Windows system, if it's not bootable, not depending if it's an attack or if it's a faulty update. So keep in mind, the actual process of fixing the problem was only deleting a file, which is in a matter of seconds. But accessing the system, that was the biggest problem. They had to get access to the machine and get into this RE and then try to fix that. And so if you have a remote solution, which is not only able to give you remote access, but also to remotely fix that problem on a company-wide scale with automation tools, it gives you, let's say, some peace of mind that you at least have a good response the next time something like that happens.
Yeah, that's the question. How do we prevent the next time? So what advice would you give to companies looking to enhance their cybersecurity posture in light of these recent events and, many events to come?
Well, yeah, you have to consider Laplink Everywhere as some sort of insurance. Yeah, some sort maybe of IT life insurance. You have to invest in that beforehand. It's a small investment. But the perfect thing is, once this situation happens, this issue happens, you're perfectly prepared to address it. And the good thing is, compared to a life insurance, you already have some value from the product because you can manage your PCs remotely all the time, no matter if they are down or not. So you have a good return on investment on this product.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we don't know what the future brings. AI certainly makes, a lot of changes in the way we are thinking, but we're also seeing that cyber attacks will continue going forward. We now have the elections in the US, elections around the world, and cyber attacks are always going after elections, it seems. But also the complexity of the software that we see in the world today, perhaps even coupled with the intelligence of AI, it means that it is more difficult to update systems, to deal with systems, having broken systems, and constant updating. And I think that what users see today is these constant, sometimes daily updates that we have on the PC, and turning them off is a big threat. But living through constant updates is also a threat by itself. So, well, this is an interesting topic, and probably, we only covered just a little bit of it. But thank you, Olaf, for your insights today, and we will talk soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas, for having me.